365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power 365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your number one online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated to delivering top-notch content that keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power 365 Radio by following us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook at Power 365 FM, Instagram at Power 365_FM. Power 365 Radio, your source for news and insight. This is Power 365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power 365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your number one online radio station. This is Power 365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power 365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your number one online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated to delivering top-notch content that keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power 365 Radio by following us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook at Power 365 FM, Instagram at Power 365_FM. Power 365 Radio, your source for news and insight. This is Power 365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power 365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your number one online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated to delivering top-notch content that keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power.
A beautiful morning to you out there, listeners. Thank you for staying tuned to to our precious online radio station here in the Southwest, the best online station here in the Southwest as at today and till tomorrow. That's Power 365 Online Radio. This is our newspaper review where we'll be bringing you major headlines on activities or on things that on things that have happened over the course of maybe the last 24 hours. Okay, my name is Olamide Adeniji, and I'll be your host for this morning. And I'm bringing news stories from Daily Independent newspaper as usual. And the first story that is beckoning at me is federal government to deploy 20 trillion naira pension funds to drive economic growth. Also threatens strike over non-constitution of varsities governing councils. Alleged 19.4 billion naira fraud. Ex-aviation minister Sirika brother Sean caught. Wow. Obi's meeting with Atiku Saraki, others not connected to 2027. That's coming from Labour Party. DSS invades court. Arrest defendants despite judge's warning. Aviation Ministry justifies $300 levy on helicopter operators. Tinubu Shetima to pay toll at airport gates. So if Tinubu and Shetima are paying toll at airport gates, who are you? Kenyamo says no more exemptions. VIPs must now pay. We inherited huge debt burden from Wike's administration. That's coming from Fubara. You know, I told you that we were bringing you updates on River State, bit by bit updates on River State as they go. And this is saying foreign investors to get visas within 48 hours, coming from federal government. Obasanjo backs Afro democracy, advocates shift from Western model. Plateau government lauds Zuetek's artificial intelligence training initiative. Aviation experts advocate competency, license, training for drone pilots. INEC demands historical accreditation reports from CSOs. Activist slams Nigerian leadership. Enugu government awards contract for 5-star hotel, ratifies £100 billion deal. Oyo Assembly commends Makinde for approving House Committee report. Stakeholders call for investment in young girls. Delta Unity Group lauds Malik Ikpoko's appointment as Director General of Argon. Launch of Nigerian Minerals Resource Decision Support System will revolutionize mining sector. Lawmaker empowers constituents. Group honors Abbas with exemplary leadership award. Ex-Imo Attorney General warns against restoration of regional structures. Stop economic asset vandals. NDDC charges security agencies. Olaopa lauds NCEBED certification model. Government directs Ekiti Monarch to reinstate sacked chief. Federal government to take over, refund Ebonyi for Okadigbo International Airport. Foreign, okay, obese, okay, all right, let me still bring you this. We inherited huge debt burden from Wike's administration. That's coming from Fubara. And this is saying Tinubu should, okay, Metro, government kidnap Dangote cement workers in Edo. All right, there are so many stories I'll bring to you. Just stay tuned. When I return, I'll bring you full gist of the stories. Thank you for staying tuned.
Breaking news, thought-provoking discussions. We are your number one online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated to delivering top-notch content that keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power 365 Radio by following us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at Power 365 FM, Instagram at Power 365_FM. Power 365 Radio, your source for news and insight. This is Power 365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power 365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your number one online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated.
You're welcome back. So I'm bringing this first story from River State, which says we inherited huge debt burden from Wike's administration coming from Fubara. River State Governor Sir Siminalayi Fubara has revealed that a huge debt burden was left behind for his administration to settle with several contractors who handled different projects for the immediate past administration of former Governor Nyesom Wike. Governor Fubara made the revelation at a Bubu community venue of the inauguration of the reconstructed 10.89 kilometers Aleto Ogale Ebubu Eteo Road in Eleme, local government area of River State, on Tuesday. The governor, according to a statement signed by his Chief Press Secretary Nelson Chukwudi, emphasized how baffling the debt owed the contractors amounted to, given the public impression created of a clean balance sheet maintained with contractors. Okay, so you may read more of this story. It's a long read, I must tell you. It's a long read on page 1 and page 7 of the Daily Independent. Alleged 19.4 billion naira fraud, ex-aviation minister Sirika brother Sean Cott then battled for the former Minister of Aviation Adi Sirika and his brother Ahmad Sirika on Tuesday shunned a high court of the Federal Capital Territory Garki following their absence in court to answer criminal charges against them. Adi Sirika, his younger brother Ahmad, and a company linked to them, Enginos Nigeria Limited, were to be docked by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission over alleged allegation of fraud amounting to over 19.4 billion naira. However, the arraignment before Justice Suleiman Belguri was stalled because they were not in court to answer the 8-count criminal charge preferred against them by EFCC. All right. So that's coming from page 7 of the Daily Independent. All right, so this next one is coming from. It's still coming from the Daily Independent. Aviation Ministry justifies $300 levy on helicopter operators. The Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development has insisted that the imposed $300 landing levy on helicopter operators in Nigeria was in order. The ministry also debunked the claim in some quarters that the engagement of Navy Dynamic Concept did not follow the due process and procedures and urged them to embrace the new normal. All right, that's also on page 6 of the Daily Independent. You may read more. This is saying DSS invades courts, arrests defendants despite judge's warning. Operatives of the Department of State Services invaded a state high court sitting in Ilaro, Ogun State, arresting 2 defendants. It was learned that the development has generated outrage. The defendants, Alhaji Isiaka Fatai and Samuel Oyero, were on trial in a suit marked HCP IC 2023 between the state versus Awode Oladoshu and 13 others. The court was presided over by Justice A.A. Shobayo. Okay, so read more of this story. It's on page 6 of the Daily Independent. Alright, still on Daily Independent, this is saying Obasanjo backs Afro-democracy that advocates shift from Western model. Former Nigerian President Chief Olusegun Obasanjo has voiced his backing for the current movement advocating a transition from Nigeria's presidential democracy. However, he emphasized the importance of adopting a system that effectively addresses local needs. Alright, read more of that story. It's on page 2 of the Daily Independent. Activist slams Nigerian leadership. Nigerian activist and social commentator Godwin Ofor has lambasted the country's leadership, accusing them of perpetuating the suffering and death of citizens through their policies and actions. INEC demands historical accreditation reports from CSOs. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has emphasized to civil society organizations that complying with submission requirements for previous accreditation reports is essential for continued participation in election observation. Alright, read more of that. It's from INEC to CSOs. Alright, Oyo Assembly commends Makinde for approving House Committee report. The Oyo State House of Assembly has commended Governor Seyi Makinde for approving the report of the House Committee set up to review the integration of superb seconded teachers into the Post-Primary Schools Teaching Service Commission (TESCOM). The Speaker of Oyo State House of Assembly, Honorable Adebo Ogundoyin, gave the commendation Tuesday shortly after the letter of approval from the head of service was read by the clerk, Mrs. Oludara Awe, at the floor of the House. The Speaker said it was a cheering news that the issue, which started during the administration of late Governor Abiola Ajimobi, had eventually been resolved by Governor Seyi Makinde. Okay, so read that. Read more on that. Okay, let me look for another Oyo State news on the Daily Independent so that we would have a good time with Oyo State government stories. Okay, so the next story I wish to bring to you is also on education. Just a minute, I'll get it for you. I'll get it. So the next story is on page. Just a minute. It's on page 26. Yes, on page 26 of the Daily Independent. Oyo World Bank to renovate 58 schools. The Oyo State government, in collaboration with Global Partnership for Education, GPE, a World Bank assisted program, has disbursed grants for the renovation of 58 schools in the state. This was revealed by the Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Saliu Abdulwahid Adelabu, during a meeting with stakeholders in Ibadan, the state capital, on Monday. The stakeholders in attendance included chairmen of school-based management committees, head teachers, among others. During the meeting, Professor Adelabu revealed that some of the selected public schools would receive facelift through rehabilitation. Okay, so let's go to the next story. NACO chairman donates library building to Varsity. Dr. Sende Fadeni, the chairman board of directors of Nigerian Aviation Handling Company PLC, has donated a multi-million-naira library block to the Joseph Ayo Babalola University in Ikeji, Arakeji, Osun State. He also promised to make the library conducive and equipped as a modern learning facility for all cadres of students from undergraduate to doctorate levels. All right, so let me take a quick break. When I return, I'll bring you more news.
This is Power 365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power 365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your #1 online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated to delivering top-notch content that keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power 365 Radio by following us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at Power 365 FM, Instagram at Power 365_FM. Power 365 Radio, your source for news and insight. This is Power 365 Radio. Get ready to experience dynamic energy and professionalism. At Power 365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight.
Alright, you're welcome back. This is still Power 365 online radio. Like I do tell you, it's good to grab a copy of the Daily Independent so that you can have a full gist of all the stories, all the headlines that we have brought to you, or that we are bringing, that we keep bringing to you. All right, this is saying lawmaker empowers constituents. The member representing Abakaliki Izi Federal Constituency, Ebonyi State, in the House of Representatives, Honorable Emmanuel Uguru, has empowered hundreds of his constituents and offered scholarships to 24 indigent students from his constituency. All right, that's on page 4 of the Daily Independent. Market trader employers warn members against discrimination, ethnicity. Okay, stop economic asset vandals. NDDC charges security agencies. The Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, has charged security agencies operating in the Niger Delta region to go after criminals destroying the economic assets and infrastructure of Nigeria's oil-rich region. Government directs Ekiti Monarch to reinstate sacked chief. Ekiti State government has effected the reversal of the removal of Chief Kende Osonyigbemi as the chief priest of the town. The Ekiti State Deputy Governor, Chief Mrs. Monisade Afuye, gave the directive on Tuesday and described the effort as part of the ways to restore peace in Itapa Ekiti, Oye local government area of the state. All right, so we learned that there's been some kind of crisis in that region of Ekiti State. And the Ekiti State government is making efforts to ensure that peace returns to that town. All right, at this juncture, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you for staying tuned. There's so many stories. Oh, okay, by the way, Man City won Tottenham yesterday. Congratulations to Man City and Man City fans. We love you. Okay, so on that note, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you for staying tuned. We love you. We say do have a blessed day. Good night.
At Power 365 Radio, we pride ourselves on being your go-to source for authentic news and insight. Be it breaking news, thought-provoking discussions, we are your #1 online radio station in Southwest Nigeria. We are dedicated to delivering top-notch content that keeps you informed, entertained, and engaged. Stay connected on Power